It was a quiet night on the medical floor, around 2 a.m. The kind of night that any nurse will tell you feels eerie, like the hospital itself is holding its breath. I had just finished giving meds to a patient and was updating their chart when I got a call from room 403. That room had been empty for 2 days, but the call light was blinking like someone was inside. Thinking maybe it was a malfunction, I walked over to check. The hallway was dim, and as I got closer to the room, I felt the temperature drop sharply. You hear stories about cold spots, but I always brush them off. Not tonight. It was the kind of cold that makes your skin prickle, and my gut told me something wasn't right. I opened the door, and at first, nothing seemed unusual. The bed was made, the lights were off, but that call light was still blinking. I walked over to turn it off, but as I reached for the button, I heard a voice behind me, a soft whisper, almost like a sigh. It was saying, "Help me." I froze. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. I turned around, half expecting to see someone, but the room was completely empty. I checked every corner, even under the bed. Nothing. My rational side was trying to come up with an explanation, but deep down, I knew this wasn't just a glitch. I reported it to my charge nurse, but they shrugged it off. Maybe I was tired, maybe my mind was playing tricks. But I couldn't shake the feeling. Later that night, one of the older nurses pulled me aside and told me the story of room 403. Years ago, a patient had passed away in that room, a woman who had coded multiple times. Every time she was revived, she begged the staff not to leave her alone, said she felt like something was pulling her away. When she finally passed, it was in the early hours, around 2 a.m. No one had told me this before that, and after that night, I always got a strange feeling near that room. I never heard the voice again, but sometimes, when the nights are long and the hospital is quiet, I still think about that whisper asking for help. Whether it was real or just a figment of my imagination, I don't know, but I've never looked at an empty hospital room the same way since.